face. What? What were you gonna say?
What
did you say?
Are you illegal?
I'm illegal?
Are you illegal?
That is none of your business and none of your concern.
Yeah, it is. I pay taxes.
That doesn't mean shit.
So, this old lady, now identified as Cheryl, must have woken up and chose chaos because for whatever reason, she decided that today was the day to go full rage mode. And this time it was Janet, a 21-year-old, just trying to pick up her McDonald's order. It was just a normal day for Janet, door dashing. She pulled into the McDonald's and parked in a mobile order curbside pickup spot. It was nothing unusual and no rules were broken. She went inside, expecting a quick in-and-out pickup, but by the time she got back to her car, her windows were allegedly cracked, and Cheryl had pulled up beside her in a drive-thru designated spot while waiting for her own order. And then all hell broke loose. Cheryl starts screaming, "This is for mobile orders, you stupid bitch." Now, maybe it's just me, but that's not very nice. And because no Karen meltdown is complete without hand gestures, she had her middle finger flying high at some point. And as if it wasn't enough, she then questions if Janet is illegal and brags about how she pays her taxes.
Again! Say it again! This Karen, she thinks she's gonna cover her face. What? What were you gonna say? What did you say?
Are you illegal?
I'm illegal?
Are you illegal?
That is none of your business and none of your concern.
Yeah, it is. I pay taxes.
That doesn't mean shit. What does that have to do here? That's a mobile order and I picked up a mobile order. And what? How do you know I'm illegal? What? Okay, so then be quiet. Don't ask that question. You're very racist. That is racist. You're a Karen. You're a Karen. Don't ever do that again. I hope you get your karma.
Cheryl, number 3, yeah, because
Shut up.
Shut
Up. And you just called me an illegal. Go home. Go home. Get your license plate. Miss Girl here wants to be racist. Call me illegal because what? Because I got my mobile order and I'm a cunt. What?
I love the classic "I pay taxes" flex. It's always the go-to line for most Karens. Well, good for you, Cheryl. I'm sure you've been itching to let that one out. Now, just to be clear, Janet wasn't even in the wrong, as you saw in the video, but even if she had been parked incorrectly, how did we suddenly go from wrong parking to questioning their immigration status, especially considering what ICE has been up to lately? Thankfully, Janet caught the juiciest part of this mess on camera and uploaded it to TikTok. Unfortunately, though, not long after it was posted, TikTok took it down for harassment and bullying. Since TikTok took down my video for harassment and bullying, I'll be reposting soon. TikTok, I think you got the roles reversed here. Pretty sure the person being harassed wasn't the one doing the bullying. But anyway, Janet appealed and the video got reinstated, only to be taken down again almost immediately. So, to make sure the conversation didn't appear with the video, Janet dropped all the details in the description. In her words, "Well, Cheryl parked next to me in a drive-thru designated spot while she waited for her drive-thru order, and she decided to say, 'This is for mobile orders, you stupid bitch.' I responded, 'I'm sorry, I just picked up a mobile order.' She then proceeded to say, 'No, you're not, you're just lazy and a damn cunt,' and asked me if I was an illegal. I was flabbergasted, so I pulled out my phone and started recording. Of course, the internet detectives got to work, and it didn't take long before Cheryl was fully identified. Turns out her name is Cheryl Vaux, and she's the president of a company called Productive Solutions. Oh, the irony. Because after this, I'm not sure her company will be productive anytime soon. Once Cheryl's identity was out, the internet did the exact same thing Cheryl did to Janet. They went ballistic. TikTok and Instagram users started calling for a boycott, and before long, Productive Solutions' official website, productivesolutions.net, mysteriously went under. But that wasn't all. Yelp also took a hit. Within days, the company's page was bombarded with over 200 scathing reviews, dropping its rating to a miserable 1 star. Eventually, Yelp had to disable comments and even joined in on the chaos. And if that wasn't enough, people started uploading screenshots and videos of the incident directly to Productive Solutions' Yelp page. I mean, at this point, it just keeps getting better for Janet and worse for Cheryl. But if you thought Cheryl was done, think again, because she gave her side of the story. Vaughn told the RGJ the incident escalated due to her own lack of self-control. She said she was reading news on her phone that made her angry as she was waiting for her food. That's it? Out of all the possible excuses, she said that she was reading the news on her phone and it made her angry. Really? Cheryl, that's the best you got? If reading the news makes you that mad, maybe just put your phone down? Meditate? Punch a pillow? Literally anything other than verbally assaulting strangers? She then followed up with this flimsy excuse by saying, "As someone with a short temper, I allowed my anger to get the best of me and directed that anger at the young woman as she exited McDonald's. I believed she had taken up a spot reserved for mobile orders," Vaughn said. Vaughn said she understands the consequences of her actions, but asks that death threats and negative comments directed at her family and her daughter's business stop. "We all have bad days. Most of them aren't captured on video and circulated on the internet," Vaughn said. "I will continue to reflect on my behavior and strive to learn from the mistakes I've made." Here's what Janet had to say. Chavez said she understands there might have been some miscommunication, but doesn't believe it should have escalated the way that it did. Chavez was already in the spot when she ran into the store to check on the order. She works a second job as a delivery driver for DoorDash. So, we've just learned why Cheryl hasn't been fired yet. Her daughter runs Productive Solutions. I just gotta say, I do feel bad for the daughter because her mom essentially dragged her through all of this mess, and now her company's reputation is down the drain. But speaking of getting fired while Cheryl dodged a bullet, our next Karen in this video wasn't as lucky.
I don't give two shits that families are being separated if somebody's getting deported. I actually find it hilarious. It gives me a great deal of comfort. I'm actually laughing at you that you're sitting there crying for attention. Okay.
Welcome April Martison, also known as Melody, who picked up her phone and thought, you know what? Let me post the worst take imaginable. She called people subhumans. Then, for the grand finale, she said anyone crying about deportation should just go with them. Let's just take a look and you'll see what I mean.
I don't give two shits that families are being separated if somebody's getting deported. I actually find it hilarious. It gives me a great deal of comfort. I have no sympathy that your child might grow up without a father because he got sent back to Mexico or whatever. I mean, y'all are welcome to go with him. Don't forget that's an option. That's a choice that you're making, right? I don't have any sympathy for your little videos that you're making on social media with all the tears. I don't give a shit. I'm actually laughing at you that you're sitting there crying for attention. Okay. I find you guys to be subhumans. All right. Now, while you're sitting there judging me because I don't care that families are going to be separated from each other, I'd invite you to recall that hundreds of J6ers were separated from their families for something that equates to little more than a trespassing charge. Where were you then? Okay, bye.
Of course, the internet wasn't about to let this one slide. It didn't take long before April's identity was uncovered, and surprise, surprise, she worked at a company called Bidadoo. Good name. On a side note, I think I might set up a bingo game for these videos because so many of these Karens follow the same storyline. They get caught acting stupid, they get exposed, they start playing the victim card, and then they get fired. It's a whole set, and I think it'd be hilarious, honestly. Let me know in the comments what you think of this idea. So, back to the story. Of course, the internet loves making examples of people like this. In no time, people found out where she worked and what she did for a living. So yeah, hello, April? And boy, did Bidadoo take a hit. The company was flooded with negative reviews, and their reputation tanked overnight. Clearly, realizing the damage control needed to happen fast, Bidadoo released a statement, and let me tell you, it was a banger. At Bidadoo, we hold ourselves to the highest standards of professionalism. We understand that the personal views expressed that surface through an online alias on an individual's social media post were deeply offensive. We can assure you that these personal views do not reflect the thoughts or values we strive to uphold as a company. We have taken decisive action. The incident has been reported to the police and FBI to monitor and deal with any potential risks or threats. The person involved has been contacted and is no longer with Bidadoo. Our team thanks you for understanding and continued support. Sincerely, Team Bidadoo. Are you not entertained? Just look at this response. A solid one, if I do say so myself. She got fired, the situation was reported to the police, and they even had the FBI look into the case. Now, while the statement seemed to have restored the company's reputation to some degree, according to @TizzyENT, things escalated so much that Bidadoo had to bring in extra security to protect their office. Some employees were even told to work from home out of safety concerns.
And in this case, her words have an impact on her former employer as well. I was told through someone that is associated or works there that they had to have a police presence at their offices in Seattle today, that they're allowing employees to work from home because of the threats and the fear of retaliation from people.
All of this because April, aka Melody, decided to be that person. And ironically, this isn't even her first time. She's had multiple social media accounts reported and taken down for the same kind of toxic nonsense.
And based on the fact she's had multiple accounts and she is a known poster, this is like what she lives for. And it finally, her around finally is finding out. And like I said, well deserved, so.
I bet she didn't see this one coming, honestly. Not only did she get roasted by the entire internet, but she also lost her job and her reputation. So yeah, just like that, we have two perfect examples of what happens when you think you're untouchable, but forget that the TikTok FBI never sleeps. Cheryl learned the hard way that nobody cares about your taxes when you're a rapist. And April, well, calling people subhuman turned out to be a surefire way to lose everything. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.